The word, Ecclesiastes 3, verse number 11. He has made everything beautiful in its time. We who live in the Western world and whose minds have been formed by European thinking patterns are primarily linear thinkers. We are most comfortable with moving logically from point A to point B to point C, from the first event to the second to the third and fourth. We frequently want to, we frequently want one story completed before we go to the second or the third. But as we read the Bible, we often see points and events and stories piled on top of each other like sands on the seashore. For example, we read about great advances and growth in the early church, and then, quite unexpectedly, are these words. Meanwhile, Saul was still breathing out murderous threats against the Lord's disciples. Layers of activity, all known and allowed by God. I call these meanwhile moments, even though the word meanwhile isn't specifically used in every case. A Roman centurion hungry to know about God is visited by an angel who tells him to send for a man named Peter. Meanwhile, 30 miles away, Peter gets hungry, goes up to the roof to await his lunch, gets drowsy in the noonday sun, has a dream of food he never allowed to cross his lips. Pigs, eagles, snakes, and lobsters, all forbidden. He then hears God's surprisingly and distinctive voice, here's your lunch. And while we are most comfortable with those point A to point B direction of life, God beautifully, surprisingly, even shockingly, has meanwhile moments for us if we will only listen and follow his plan. In no uncertain terms, he told Job, why are you using my ignorancy to deny my providence? Job 38:2 of the Living Bible. We are not to set aside our minds, to have them transformed and renewed so our eyes and heart recognize these times. And then we are more ready and willing to step into God's meanwhile what? Moments. So we have to realize and know that Jesus is alive. And we have to realize that he is well. And that he loves us so while we're in our meanwhile moments. Amen. God bless you.